system they run is designed to put up points and yards. The big thing that they do is they're very balanced in how they score. They I think average 300 yards on the ground and 300 yards through the air.
Tell you what,
so they can
I
beat
don't
you
know.
either way, and that's kind of one of the tough things that an offense can cause trouble with. Which is similar to our offense.
I don't know.
We can run the ball all day on you, or we can aerial attack and beat you that way. So they're definitely it's a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for sure.
How excited are you guys as a defense? Because so much has been talked about. You guys turned around from last year to this year. To be able to kind of cap off your season with a team with potentially like a challenge like Baylor, is that something you guys are looking forward to from okay, we can prove yet again that we're covered or a good defensive game?
Yeah, definitely. Because we have a bad taste in our mouth from the Clemson game. Letting up 45 points. The most we've let up all season. So we're excited. Another opportunity to show who we are, and like I said, get that 12th win. Regardless of whether the game's a shootout or it's a low-scoring game, as long as we get the win, that's what we're focused on.
One of the things you guys have been really good at this year is limiting explosive or play for these games. That's kind of what Baylor does. Is get big chunk plays. What's kind of key for you guys as a defense in terms of what's made you so good this year? Is it something technique-wise? Is it something just mentally not letting those things spiral out of control? What's kind of key there?
I think minimally is a huge thing, but the coverages we run, it's designed to keep everything in front of us. Make teams drive the length of the field and then play great red zone defense. And that's what we struggled with versus Clemson. Every time they got in the red zone, they weren't kicking field goals. They were scoring touchdowns. So I know they accumulated a bunch of yards, but if we get 2 or 3 field goals instead of touchdowns in those drives, we win the game. That was the biggest disappointing moment from the Clemson game. Is regardless of how they drove up and down the field, is in the red zone, we got to hold them to a field goal. That's exactly what we're trying to do with Baylor. They're going to get their yards just like any offense, but really limiting their touchdown opportunities in the red zone. That's going to be their key to the game.
Obviously, you've been through a lot in your career here since you started. You've got one game left. When you think back, what was really like the toughest moment for you as you were trying to adjust to the program coming to the point where they are now?
For me, the biggest thing was I came in as a walk-on, and I'm trying to earn respect and ultimately get a scholarship. And I come in and all those NCAA sanctions happen, and we get a loss of scholarship. So I'm sitting there as a walk-on thinking, dang, I'm never going to get a scholarship. We're losing, I think, 3 or 4 years for the next couple of years. So that just added motivation to me. Is I got to work even harder to prove myself and earn one of those scholarships. And, I think that was probably the hardest.
I like to see where you are now. I mean, what does it all mean to you to see that you've reached this point?
It means a lot. It's not over yet. I'm still excited for this opportunity. But just playing with the guys around me and the relationships I built with the coaches and the rest of the guys on the team, that's really what's so special to me. It's not the wins and the losses. It's the relationships I built with the guys and how I've grown as a person.
So throughout the week, I'm just going to
Being a Texas guy, do you know anybody on the Baylor team? Do you play anybody on the team? Or
yeah,
friends
I
go to school
played
there?
Corey Coleman, top receiver. I played him in high school. A couple of guys that graduated a year and 2 years ago I played, but I'm familiar with some names, a bunch of Dallas and local guys that I played in high school. So
when you were in high school, that program was just starting to get going. It's been through a tough period for quite a while. Is it kind of amazing from your perspective to see where it was 6-7 years ago and where it is now?
Definitely. When I was growing up, Texas was the premier program in Texas, and now Baylor's kind of surpassed them. So it's interesting to see how that's changed. And Art Browse has done a fantastic job with his program because before he got there, Baylor was no one really paid attention to them at all. They were not like a program that anyone really wanted to go to, but now it's one of the top 10 programs in the country.
Did they recruit you at all?
No one did.
I mean, they sent a letter or anything? Recruiting and getting letters, I guess, are different things.
Yeah, I almost went to a camp there, but I didn't even go to a camp there. No one really recruited me.
Jeff, I'm sure you've discussed this ad nauseum, but we look at stats to kind of judge improvement and those kind of things. Defensively, there's been quite a jump, especially in scoring defense. But as a player, do you pay attention to the stats, or is it more on kind of the chemistry and the understanding of what you're supposed to be doing?
Coach Chiswick has kind of stressed that the only stat that matters, I think I've said this multiple times, is scoring defense. I mean, that's end of the game. It's whoever scores more than the other team. And, but definitely our chemistry and understanding of the defense is so much better than it has been. I mean, you can look at it that way, but really scoring defense is all we care about. So, letting up 45 to Clemson is not going to get it done, and it didn't get it done. So, we understand Baylor's, I think they're averaging 48, 50.
Right.
It's a lot of points. Number one in the nation. So we obviously got to do a better job of limiting their points. And a way we can do that, and the way we're stressing that, is our red zone defense. And I think for Clemson, we let up 5 touchdowns in the red zone. We get them to kick 2 field goals, we win the game. But so that's what we got to get better on.